Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Padaya. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi. Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langati Yatkrupatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarine. Hare Krishna. So today we'll see verse 8.4. Krishna is answering to the questions by Arjuna. So yesterday he answered Brahma, Adhyatma, and Karma. Now into this verse, Krishna will answer the next three questions. Adhibhuta ksharo bhavaha. Adhibhutam ksharo bhavaha. Purushashchadhi daivatam.
Purushashchadidaivatam.
Adhiyagyo aham evatra.
Adiyagyo aham devatra.
Dehe deha prutam vara.
Dehe dehe mritam vara.
Adhibhutam ksharo bhavaha.
Adibhutam ksharo bhavaha.
Purushashchadhi daivatam.
Purushashchadidaivatam.
Adhiyagyo ahamevatra.
Adiyavatra
Dehe deha bhutam vara.
Dehe Deha Kritamvara
Please chant.
Adhibhutam Sharo Bhava Purushashchadidaivatam Adiyagyoham Evatra Dehe Deha Vritamvara.
Adibhutam ksharo bhavaha. Purushashchadidaivatam. Adiyagyo hamevatra. Dehe deha mritam vara.
Adibhutam ksharo bhava purushasyaadidaivatam adiyagno hamivatra deha deha krutavara.
Thank you. So our translation and purport. O best among embodied beings, the physical nature which is constantly changing is called Adibhuta, the material manifestation. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods like those of sun and moon, is called Adideva. And I, the Supreme Lord, represented as the super soul in the heart of every embodied being, am called Adiyagya, Lord of Sacrifice, Purport. The physical nature is constantly changing. Material bodies generally pass through 6 stages. They are born, they grow, they remain for some duration, they produce some byproducts, they dwindle, and then they vanish. This physical nature is called Adi Bhuta. It is created at certain point and will be annihilated at certain point. The conception of the universal form of the Supreme Lord, which includes all the demigods and their different planets, is called Adi Daivata. And present in the body along with the individual soul is the super soul, a plenary representation of Lord Krishna. The super soul is called the Paramatma or Adi Yagya and is situated in the heart. The word Eva is particularly important in this context of this verse because by this word the Lord stresses that the Paramatma is not different from him. The super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, seated beside the individual soul, is the witness of individual soul's activities and is the source of soul's various types of consciousness. The super soul gives the individual soul an opportunity to act freely and witnesses his activities. The function of all these different manifestations of Supreme Lord automatically become clarified for the pure Krishna conscious devotee engaged in transcendental service to the Lord. The gigantic universal form of the Lord is called Adi Daivata, is contemplated by the neophyte who cannot approach the Supreme Lord in his manifestation as Super Soul. The neophyte is advised to contemplate the universal form or the Virat Purusha, whose legs are considered the lower planets, whose eyes are considered the sun and moon, and whose head is considered as the upper planetary system. So Krishna is explaining the next three questions, mainly Adi Bhuta, Adi Daivata, and Adi Yagya. So for Adi Bhuta, the word used is Kshara. For the living entity or Brahma, yesterday's verse, the word used was Aksharam Brahma Paramam. So Aksharam means cannot be destroyed. And Kshara means which are changing or which are destroyed. So we can see all the things around us, including our body, is continuously changing. And whatever is changing is Adi Bhuta, because it is never constant, and it is subject to destruction. Changing means it's losing its life, so that is destruction. So our, including our body, right, it's been destructed at every moment. So body as such is part of Adi Bhuta, but the soul in that, if it realizes its eternal nature, which is Akshara, that is Brahma, then that person or that Jivatma is situated in Brahma concept. So Purushas Chadi Daivatam. So here Purusha word is used. So Purusha actually means, Krishna will explain that in 13th chapter. So Purusha means the enjoyer. So we are enjoyer of this body in one sense. But actually we are not supposed to enjoy this body and things related to this body. We are supposed to engage that in the Krishna service. That is our Adhyatmam, or our Swabhav, or our eternal nature that we saw yesterday. And here the Purusha word is used for the Supreme Purusha. So Purusha, who is the original Daiva. So Daiva means divine, and Adi Daiva means the supreme divine or original. So original Daiva is Krishna, Vishnu. So the universal form or the Virat Rupa is in briefly, it's described here, not described here, just mentioned here, but it is in detail explained in the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, how its body is constituted. So that Virat Rupa, if you remember in one of the Bhagavad Gita, there is picture of this Virat Rupa in the background. Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and in the background there is a picture of this Virat Rupa. So when that was on the Bhagavad Gita cover, many people were attracted to that poster just because they were surprised to see. So even Arjuna was surprised to see that Virat Rupa. He was surprised and then he was fearful. So Virat Rupa is, Srila Prabhupada here very clearly uses this word conception of the universal form. So that is a concept. Means if somebody asks where I can see the legs, you cannot see the legs of the Virat Purush, because it is a concept that is how the Lord is pervading everything. So the demigods and the Shudra, Brahman, everybody is included in that Virat Rup. And that is very in detail explained in how Arjuna saw the Virat Rup in the 11th chapter. So that time we will of course see that more details. But that Purusha is called Adi Daiva, who is in whose body all this material manifestation or Adi Bhuta is included. That Purusha is the Adi Purusha. Adi Yagyo Aham Evatra. So Adi Yagya. So the purpose of in the fourth chapter and the third chapter, we saw that all the Jivatma or living entities are supposed to perform yajna. And yajna or sacrifice is done to, or the offerings are given to someone. So some offerings are also given to demigods, like Indra, being the king of the Devtas. He also receives the offering. But ultimately, Indra also has to give offerings to Vishnu or Krishna. So Krishna or Vishnu are the Adi Yajna. They are the beneficiary of all the yajnas. And the supreme yajna is what? Supreme yajna is giving up our free will and surrender unto Krishna. So that is the supreme ultimate purpose of all this material world and every living entity. So those who can do that, they perform the perfect yajna. And who is the receiver of this yajna is Adi Yajna is Krishna. So Krishna uses the word eva here. So eva means I am only, I am the. So nobody else but I. I am only that person who is Adi again, who is situated as super soul in everybody's body. I am that. So here Krishna, like from continuing from the last chapter, right? He is explaining how Krishna is pervading everywhere. Yeah? And everywhere is his energies. And by his energy, he is covering all the universes, everywhere, within and without the universe. Everything is covered by Krishna. So he covered the Adi Bhuta, means all the material world which is changing, everything that he covered. Then Purusha, the main Purusha, that he is the main Purusha, who is the concept of this Virat Rupa, and in which whose body all the material world is situated. And then Adi Yajna. So Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Dehe Deha Bhrutam Vara. So those who have received this body, you are the best, Arjuna, because Arjuna knew this concept of, not concept, or this reality of Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is Arjuna's best friend, or Krishna also considers Arjuna as his best friend. So, because Krishna is covering all the universe and everything, but still he is considering Arjuna as his best friend, and for Arjuna, Krishna is the best friend. So there we have very close relationship. So in that sense, those who have got this body, in that Arjuna is the best because he is very close to Krishna. So the soul, the last verse and this verse, we have to understand that the soul, when the Jivatma, when is in his body, it becomes so accustomed to the identification with the body that the bodily changes and everything around the body, it considered as himself, forgetting the real identity as the spirit soul. That's the problem, and that's the ignorance from where everything starts. So Krishna here answers the 6 questions of Arjuna. So now the next question, the main question that Arjuna was asked is, how a person can remember you at the time of death? So from the next verse, Krishna will start answering this question, how we can remember when we pass this body. So that we will see from tomorrow. Hare Krishna. So any comments? Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So let's see the answer to the main question. One of the main question, which is very, very important for all of us also. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.